You had a president who not only completely rebuilt our military, including the addition of Space Force. Remember, they smiled. Remember that? Something which has not happened since the Air Force 75 years ago. Space Force, it's going to be very important having it. You know, if you look at China and Russia, they had a big lead, and now we're leading because we did that. That was so important. But they laughed. And you remember Biden laughed, oh, Space Force. And then the woman with the really beautiful red hair, she laughed. And she was hit so hard by the military because they knew I was right. The military understood I was right. You know, she's going to MSDNC. You know that, right? Right? They need a redhead. They don't have a redhead over there, so they need a redhead. But you also had a president who always put our country first. It was America first, always. Thank you. What an incredible spirit. You know, the rallies we have now are bigger than the rallies from before the election because people are so angry. They're so angry. The radical left Democrats put America last, and that's where they intend to keep you. They want to put us last. And nobody understands why. What the hell are they doing? Nobody really understands. It's like, do they love our country? Maybe they don't love our country. The only way you can do the things, they're not stupid. The only way you can do what they're doing is you have to hate our country. Historians will record this period of American history as a catastrophic low point and a stain upon our once great reputation. It's stained, but we'll get rid of that stain. Never has our country been treated with such disrespect and scorn by other world leaders. They treat us like, they don't even talk to this guy. He calls them up. We haven't had a chance to call him back 2 weeks later. No, they don't even return his phone calls. I believe it started after the way in which we withdrew from Afghanistan, and when they looked at our borders, the way they were taking advantage of us on the borders was so bad. You know, they see it, millions and millions of people coming in. When they saw that, other countries, smart, they did things that nobody could believe that they were willing to do. And they saw the dead soldiers, they saw the wounded soldiers, they saw leaving American citizens. Right now, they're called hostages. You have many citizens that the Taliban is holding. They didn't get enough with the $85 billion. Maybe we ought to go in and take it back. Dumbest thing I've ever seen. Finest military equipment in the world they have, from the goggles to the 700,000 machine guns, rifles, guns. You know, they're one of the largest arms sellers in the world now. They're selling much of the equipment because they can't use it. 70,000 trucks. Now, I don't know anything about the automobile business except that I saved it for your state, okay? But how many, take the biggest car salesperson and company in the country, they don't have 70,000 cars or trucks. 70,000 trucks, many of them armor-plated, many of them worth millions and millions of dollars. And they have it now. And then they did us the great honor of having a parade 2 weeks after we left, using the word left very nicely, because I don't like the word surrendered. But we surrendered, and there was no reason to. They were fine. They were behaving. I said, nobody being shot. We were going to get out. We were there 21 years. I'm the one that got it down to 2,000 soldiers, but I was going to keep Bagram. You had to keep Bagram, a big Air Force base that's 1 hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons. Think about that. 1 hour away. We've never seen anything like this before. But we will come back, and we will come back strong. You watch. There could be no more vivid example than their anti-American energy agenda, inspired by the socialist joke known as the Green New Deal. We're all environmentalists. We want clean air. We want clean water. You know, it's pretty amazing, right? So China's very dirty, very dirty. The air comes up, the fumes come up, everything comes up. It doesn't stay there. It floats to the United States. India. I love a lot of people in India, but it's very dirty. They have no pollution control. The air goes up, and the air floats over to the United States. Every one of these countries, Russia, take a look at the Arctic. They call it black ice. That's from dirty factories. And yet we're clean. Our air goes up, and it's clean. So who the hell gets it? Nobody knows because it's clean. But what are we doing? And we're increasing the cost. You look at these windmills that are all over the place, ruining farms, ruining land, ruining our landscape. And you remember I said it is very intermittent energy, intermittent. Remember when I used to say during the campaign, darling, darling, I'd love to watch the president. I love the president. I'd love to watch him tonight in the debate. Debating mostly the commentators, not Joe. Like Chris Wallace. Like Chris Wallace. I said, Joe, why did you and your family get $3.5 million from the wife of the mayor of Moscow? What did you do? And Chris Wallace said, you have no right to ask that question. How good was that question now, right? This week, Biden released a budget that proposes 11 new taxes on oil and gas production at a time of record high gas prices, which are making our enemies rich. These numbers at $150 a barrel, it's going much higher. It's going much, much higher. California now is over $8 a gallon for gasoline. In addition, your crazy Democrat governor and your attorney general, who's vicious and doesn't have a clue, but she is indeed vicious, what she's trying to do to people. They're trying to shut down Michigan's line. You know this, right? Line 5. You know what line? Who knows what the hell Line 5 is? Whoa. This is a very well-read crowd.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.